Hey guys, Aaron here this morning in the garage. I got the track came in here, continuing to diagnose some smoking issues that it has. And today I'm gonna do a blow-by test. Skip, the inventor and builder of this ultimate AOS that I have installed, gave me some instructions on how to do this. So this is my first time doing it. What you're gonna need is an oil cap, a sacrificial oil cap, because we're gonna drill some holes in it, and a manometer. I already have the manometer and this cap. I have another video showing how I created this. I'll put a link to some caps in the description and the manometer that I use. So what we're gonna do for the blow-by test is we're gonna drill 2 additional holes into this cap of different sizes. And then we have some plugs that I'll also put in the links to those from Amazon in the description here, where you can plug them both up or just plug one up at a time. And that's gonna help us get some readings to compare to good known values. Here are the tools we're gonna need. First, your manometer, a sacrificial oil cap, and we're gonna drill holes in it using a number 35 and a number 2 drill bit. So again, I'll put links to all these on Amazon in the description, pretty cheap. And then these plugs here, 2 of these sizes will fit. One will fit the number 2 hole, one will fit the number 34 hole, and a drill, of course. So first thing we're gonna do, drill 1 hole with this number 35. I think that's a 35. Yeah, 35, and then drill 1 hole with the number 2. So I'm gonna try to make sure that it comes through on this flat surface over here. It doesn't drill into the rubber gasket. So I guess I could drill through from the inside. Maybe that might be easier if these bits are long enough. Wow, for the number 35, I got like 10 of these things. Yep, just drilled 1 hole right here, super easy from the inside. Perfect, you got 2 holes now. All right, the smallest pink plug fits in here in the little hole nicely, and one of these small red ones from over here fits in our larger hole. And just FYI from my directions, the number 35 is a 0.110 and the number 2 is a 0.221. All right, here are my directions, but one important thing is that the car has to be warm when you are doing these tests. So I'm gonna have to go out and drive the car, oh darn, and get it up to temperature and then bring it back. And then I'm gonna have to get access to the engine again because I have to disconnect the crankcase vent lines at the intake manifold and plug both of those ends. So I will be back after taking a little drive. All right, next step is to disconnect the vent tube from the manifold. So your AOS probably has a vent tube coming out here and going into this side over here, or possibly both sides. I have the Ultimate AOS, which is a little different configuration. So mine is already capped on that end, and I just have one going into this side. So you have to disconnect these connections if you have something else connected there, and then cap both of them off. So for me, that one's already capped off. I just have to cap off this side, and of course, the also block off the hose that is connected to it. I was hoping I would be able to use this same cap kit, but this is the largest one. And it goes all the way in, and I don't want to get it stuck in there and not be able to get it out. I don't know about, let me see, it might be good for this side. Okay, for this side we can get a smaller one. All right, the large blue tapered one fits really nicely there. So for this one, I think I'm just gonna put a glove over it and seal it that way. Just took one of my rubber work gloves and put one of the finger holes over that, so that should be capped off. All right, you just have to make sure this is on inches of H2O and turn it on. We got this connected, and for the idle test, we are gonna use our small hole, so just disconnect this. I'm not sure why the manometer is already reading a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and fire the car up. Well, you know how you guys like it when I leave in the mess ups in my videos. Wow, I think this might be the ultimate one so far. Pretty sure what happened just now is that the glove that was here got sucked into here. And bad things happened and the car stalled. So, gonna take this off. If I'm super lucky, the glove got stuck here. Oh God. Don't use a glove to plug that up. All right, gonna take the bore scope down each of these and see if I can find it. Oh my God, I think I got so lucky. Bore scope didn't show anything down either of those, so I got really worried that it got sucked past the valves somehow. But I was gonna take this middle section off so I could get a better look. And as soon as I started taking it off, look what we have here. I hope it's intact. Oh, yes. Thank God. Hallelujah. So, boys and girls, that's why I always hate written explanations of how to do things, because they don't show you really everything you need to do. So, what I've learned today is that there's a lot of vacuum in these things, more than I thought. So, I'm gonna need to find a real cap to cap that thing off. I talked to Skip, and he's the one that gave me the suggestion of looking down there for him. And in case it does ever happen to you, he said that this thing would probably actually go through the engine without causing too much problem. Just the bits would come out the exhaust. He told me to get as much out as I could, but if some goes through, it would probably be fine. He's had much worse than some of this stuff go through before. All right, so heart rate coming back down a little bit. Yeah, see, I told you guys I've never done this before, so proceed with caution. All right, a little lost here. So gonna button all of this stuff back up. And so his suggestion was, well, this is the cap that comes with the AOS, ultimate AOS for the other side. He said to buy some kind of cap like this to put on the other end. He says, like, if you get new parts, sometimes they've got stuff like this on them. He also cautioned against not to use something like this for too long, because he put a cap on his, well, I guess this one's built for the life of the AOS, but other similar kind of caps, he said the pressure is so great that if you leave it on too long, it can break the middle part out and suck that into your engine, which has happened to him before. So, lessons learned, and let's try to carry on. Oh, all right, I'm back to where I was an hour and a half ago. Need to plug that hole up. Don't use a glove. All right, one day and one heart attack later, I'm back to try to finally do this thing. So, went to the auto parts store, found some of these guys. I will try to put a link to them on the description. I'll try to find some at least similar on Amazon. It's a 3/4 inch rubber pluggy thingy. So I think these will fit over that much better than the glove. All right, here's how that looks installed on here. Super, super tight fit. Even the next size up might be a good option, but it's on. All right, I am back to the same stage we were at yesterday. Got this plugged, this one open, manometer here to read, and let's fire this up again, and hopefully I can film it better and it works better. see it on camera, but I can see kind of like exhaust fumes or some kind of, I guess it's moisture fumes coming out of there. Supposed to do this for, but the value keeps dropping. All right, it's been 2 minutes. I'm gonna assume that's long enough. Looks like it's stabling out around 37. All right, good. I think I finally figured out how to use this thing. So if you hold in the units button for more than 2 seconds, it clears out all of the stored memory. So that should be at 0. If you hold in the hold button up here, it will zero out your reading. So it kind of calibrates it. So, all right, so we're at 0 now. And now if we hold in the diff button until the diff thing pops out, now it is reading the differences. So if I, for example, blow into this tube, you can see that it goes up. If I suck the tube, positive readings there. So now, after having done that, if you hold in the max button, it will show you the max reading that it ever got to, which is 41. If you hold it in again, it will show you the min reading, which is -20. So that's how we want to be doing this thing. So I'm going to hold in units. No, I'm going to hold in a hold. And it is going to clear everything out. So now there's no min. If you hold it in again, no max. Min, one more time, and it should turn that off. Okay, sweet. Now we can hold in diff, and it will start reading the difference. All right, so now I'm going to plug in the little hole, unplug this one, and I'm gonna go drive this thing. And when we come back, we can go to see what our max reading here was. And just because I'm going to set this over here on top, a lot of road debris and stuff gets thrown around when I'm driving. Last time I did this like this to warm up the car, I guess there's some back pressure coming underneath and it flipped this thing up, hit my window, but oh well. I'm just gonna see if it stays this time. All right, let's see what happens this time. All right, I'll be back. So what I did is I just went down the street and whew, yeah, a little smoky in here. I went down the street and got it into second gear and just floored it. Got up to about 4,000 RPM. So let's come in here, hold in our max. So max 35.91. Yeah, and min as expected, yeah, didn't go down. So, don't know what that means yet. So let me go try to find some comparisons. All right, guys, I just wanted to summarize everything. So my car is on the left and Skip's car is on the right. Mine has 128,000 miles, his has 104,000 miles. So at idle, my readings there were like 37 inches of water, and that equals to 42 liters per minute coming out of that 0.110 sized hole. At full throttle, it was 35 coming out of the larger hole, which is 170 liters per minute. So that means that that is how much of the combustion is getting past the rings and going into my crankcase. And in comparison, Skip's, his are reading around 8 inches of water, which is 14 liters per minute at idle and 80 liters per minute at full throttle. So big difference. So possible causes of this condition are, one is of course the dreaded option of bore scoring. So if there are grooves in the bore, it's gonna let stuff get past those rings. If the rings are just worn, that will also let stuff get past. And I guess also if there is fuel that is washing down the cylinders, it can also lead to excess blow-by. None of those are good. One thing worth noting, if you've been following my videos, you will know that I just changed a breather hose because I had a vacuum leak, and that was causing my fuel trims to do some weird things and do some overfueling. And that, of course, could lead to one of the symptoms of this. So now that I have fixed that issue just recently, I'm gonna go ahead and drive the car more, and then I'm gonna come back and redo these readings. And since my fuel trim should stabilize, there's a chance that these numbers might improve now as well. So, but this definitely would explain me getting a lot of smoke from the car. So I think we are going down the right path. So I'll continue my research, continue making these videos. Give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.